Greetings to everyone who's listening to me and watching me right now. I have another amazing word for you. Remember that every single day, these amazing words are released there just for you. Remember that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If he has been performing miracles and causing people out of their captivity, he will bring you out of your problem even right now. He is the same God. So my brothers and sisters, call upon the name of the Lord and you will be saved from whatever has been pursuing you. I know there are a lot of people that have been pursuing, monitoring your life. From day one, from year to year, you have had monitoring spirits in your lives. But I'm here to speak this word of encouragement. The word is, it is time to take off that heavy burden. Take off that heavy burden off you, because it has been dragging you down. That burden could be someone that has been a problem to you financially, a problem to you emotionally, a problem to you spiritually. They have been draining you. Some of you were unable to walk and move forward because you are afraid of what people would say about you. You are always afraid of people. Remember, someone's perception, someone's opinion about you does not really matter. What they think about you does not matter. What really matters is what God thinks about you. So don't you allow people's thoughts, opinions to get into you. Remember, some of you are being limited by traditions. Some of you could be limited by traditions, limited by earthly customs, limited by things that you have inherited from your family. You have held on to it for a long time, not knowing that thing has been dragging you, not knowing that souvenir that you got from someone is a point of contact that the enemy uses to attack you, not knowing that thing is a bewitched thing, is an accursed object. Be very careful, especially when you're receiving things from people, because some of them do it with evil intentions. My brothers and sisters, it is time to do what God has called you to do. Time to walk in the calling of your life. There's a calling upon your life, sister. There is a calling upon your life, calling of God upon your life, brother. It is time for you to discover who you were created to be. Today's word is from the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 38 to 40. 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 38 to 40. And it reads, Then Saul dressed David in his garments and put a bronze helmet on his head and put a coat of mail armor on him. Then David fastened his sword over his armor and tried to walk, but he could not, because he was not used to them. And David said to Saul, I cannot go with these, because I am not used to them. So he took them off. Then he took his shepherd's staff in his hand and chose for himself 5 smooth stones out of the stream bed and put them in his shepherd's bag, which he had, that is, in his shepherd's pouch, with his sling in his hand. He approached the Philistine. What a powerful word. That Israel was getting ready to battle the Philistines. The Philistines had challenged the children of God and had told them to bring for them a champion to face Goliath. Remember that Goliath was a champion, a recognized champion, a giant. A lot of people were afraid of him, but David was never afraid of him. David, a young boy. Now the scripture says, then Saul dressed David in his garments and put a bronze helmet on him, on his head, and put a coat of armor on him. In other words, David tried to put on the king's armor, the king's clothes, but they were too heavy for him. Some of you have tried to put on things that are not yours. You have tried to put on a character that has dragged you down. You have tried to live a life that has been a problem to you. Some of you have tried to fake your identity. That is why some of you are stagnant. Because when you look at your life, that is not where God called you to be. You have tried to work jobs that God had never sent you to work in. You have tried to be in companies that you were never supposed to be in. And you have faced a lot of oppositions. Now, David was spiritually minded. Even though this was physical, that the armor was heavy, in the spiritual realm it meant something. David said to Saul that he cannot walk, because he tried to walk and he could not, because he was not used to them. And David said to Saul, I cannot go with these because I am not used to them. So David took them off. David could not go with them. Now the scripture says David took for himself stones. He took for himself stones that he knew. He took for himself clothes that he was able to know, things that he had practiced with. And he approached the Philistine. He approached Goliath. Some of you are going to battle. You are going to war. But you're wearing things that are new to you. Things that are alien to you. Things that you are not used to. You want to try out new methods. That's why I encourage you to keep on praying. Watch and pray. Watch and pray. And use the weapons that God has given you. Scripture says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. My brothers and sisters, the weapons that God has given you are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Every stronghold has to come down. This is the end of this word. Hope it has blessed you. Hope it has encouraged you. Until next time, shalom.